Welcome to another story made by Oracle One. In the not-so-distant future, the world had blossomed into a realm where experiences were no longer confined to the boundaries of individual lifetimes. Memories, once intimate and inseparable from the soul, had become commodities, cultivated and sold on sprawling farms known as memory plantations. These artificial memories were the ultimate currency of desire. A desperate longing for adventure, for love, for knowledge, or even for pain and suffering, harvested and packaged by the biotech industry for those who had lost the spark of real experience or sought to multiply their lives through borrowed histories. In the mega-city of New Manila, Jenna Reyes was a memory grower, a cultivator of moments. Her job was unique and revered, though often misunderstood. On the surface, she tended to fields seeded not by plants, but by synthetic neurons and memory matrices within vast bioengineered labs hidden beneath glass towers. She coaxed memories from neuro-engineered cells, grew them, refined their emotional clarity, and then shipped them off to the memory market, where clients purchased them to relive decades of memories within hours. Jenna had inherited the memory farm from her father, an old pioneer who'd first cracked the neural template for artificial memory cultivation. Yet Jenna was different. While many growers treated their work like a business transaction, she revered it as a sacred craft. The memories she cultivated were vivid and authentic seeming, and she ensured that every experience was ethically curated, the emotional tones finely tuned and reality integrated to avoid cognitive backlash in clients. Synthetic memories could flood the mind, leaving lasting psychological scars if mishandled. One morning, while conducting routine checks on this season's harvest, she encountered something different, a flicker in the matrix, a memory strand unlike the rest. She had been running the latest batch of Voyage to Lunar Luna 7 Feet, a popular memory sequence designed to imbue the sensation of humanity's return to the moon, when suddenly a foreign pattern pulsed softly beneath the surface of the simulated memory cluster. It was a fragment, only a few seconds long, like a ghostly whisper embedded deep within the fabric of the memory. Intrigued, Jenna peeled back layers of data. She patched it through the Clarity Optimizer, isolating the signal. The fragment revealed a shadowy figure, a man with unremarkable features, but his surroundings didn't match the staged lunar module simulation the package was supposed to embody. Instead, it seemed to show a small, cramped underground room, etched with a strange symbol, a circle with a vertical line piercing through its heart. The memory felt genuine. Jenna's brain was flooded with fragments of tactile sensations, hushed conversations, and the overwhelming scent of damp earth and cold steel. Her heart was pounding. This was no artificial fabrication. This memory felt raw, real, intrusive. She had scanned every batch before shipment for defects or inconsistencies, but this had slipped through, embedded within a commonly sold public memory. Driven by a mix of curiosity and unease, Jenna isolated the patch and ran it using the implant feeds designed for testing new somatic experiences. For a full minute, she was immersed in the sensory depths of the memory. She saw through the man's eyes as he crouched beside a strange console, his fingers trembling over a primitive keyboard coded with a language Jenna didn't recognize. His breath came in quick, desperate gasps, punctuated by faint whispers in a tongue long dead. When she removed the feed, her mind reeled, her pupils dilating involuntarily. She realized this was a real memory, someone's actual lived experience, not a synthetic construct. But how had it ended up inside an artificial memory sequence? Determined to uncover the truth, Jenna traced the origin of the memory batch back through the blockchain-verified supply chain. Memories were supposed to be harvested from bio-neural farms, where donor neuronal tissue was ethically sourced from consenting volunteers and de-anonymized before cultivation. But this sequence twisted logic in its path. All records showed voyage to lunar Luna 7 feet was clean, ubiquitous, and utterly manufactured. It was one of the most widely sold experiences, a nostalgic spectacle for those who'd never known the age of spaceflight. Digging deeper, Jenna uncovered encrypted files buried in the metadata, unlike anything she'd encountered. Their checksum safety had been altered to shield their presence. She decrypted the files. Inside was encoded a narrative, a personal log, a confession, detailing experiences underground during a time of great upheaval. The author spoke of forbidden experiments, genetic modifications, and a secret society that manipulated memories to rewrite history. Jenna's fingers trembled as the story unfolded. In a time long before artificial memories flooded the market, when governments still controlled truth, this group had hidden themselves beneath the city in vast catacombs. Here, they conducted experiments to implant false memories into the subconscious of the population to alter societal perceptions and manipulate political power. These memory insurgents believed memory was the ultimate weapon. If you controlled what people remembered, you controlled their reality. The memory burdened Jenna like a weight, but she saw in it an untold story that could change everything about how people saw memory production and the ethical implications of the trade. The memory was from a woman named Alara, an operative who had been part of this group. Her final entries spoke of regrets and warnings, a plea to remember the truth that had been buried by fabricated histories. Jenna realized the memory's inclusion in the synthetic batch was no accident. Someone wanted this secret unearthed, hidden inside the most accessible and widely distributed product in the memory market. But why? Who was orchestrating this revelation? Her investigation caught the attention of the Directorate of Memory Affairs, a powerful governmental agency tasked with regulating memory commerce and safeguarding cognitive security. They summoned Jenna for questioning, insisting the unexplained foreign memory was a dangerous leak, an unauthorized neural incursion that could destabilize public trust in synthetic memory technologies. Jenna refused to back down. She presented her findings to the Directorate's council, revealing the truth behind the covert experiments and the existence of a clandestine faction that used memories as weapons of subversion. She argued for transparency and ethical reform, warning that burying such histories perpetuated cycles of deception. The council was divided. Some feared the chaos that might erupt if the public learned their memories had been tampered with, not just artificially enhanced or purchased, but rewritten with malicious intent. Others saw the potential for awakening a collective consciousness ripe for resistance. As news of the discovery leaked to underground networks and memory rights activists, mass demonstrations erupted across New Manila and beyond. People demanded accountability and full disclosure about the memories they consumed. The market for artificial memories faltered as confidence waned. The government scrambled to maintain control, but Jenna's revelation had cracked the veneer of complacency. Amidst escalating tension, Jenna was contacted by an anonymous group calling themselves the Keepers of Truth. They claimed to be descendants of Alara's faction, guardians of memory heritage who sought to protect genuine human experience in a world drowning in synthetic nostalgia. They offered Jenna access to their archives, where countless real memories were saved from deletion and obscuration, refusing to be swallowed by commercial interests. Jenna accepted, determined to expose the narratives buried beneath manufactured bliss and reshape the future of memory technology as a tool for empowerment rather than enslavement. Together, they launched a clandestine broadcast, a memory share imbued with raw, unfiltered history. Millions experienced Alara's memories, the underground catacombs, and the pulses of rebellion. The shared experience sparked a wave of awakening, reinforcing empathy, critical thinking, and collective purpose. In the aftermath, a global reckoning began. The world recognized that memory was not a mere commodity but a sacred component of identity and freedom. New regulations mandated transparency, consent, and preservation of historical authenticity within all artificial memories. Memory farms transformed from factories of illusion to conservatories of truth, cultivating experiences both fabricated and real with integrity. Jenna stayed at the forefront, leading a new generation of growers who cultivated memories not just for profit but for preservation and connection. The age of synthetic memories was no longer just a spectacle of diversion. It had become a beacon of shared humanity and a guardian against forgetting. And beneath the neon-lit skyline of New Manila, a single seed of memory took root. A beacon planted by one woman who uncovered a memory that should not have existed and, in doing so, altered the course of history itself. For more stories, like and subscribe.